Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, The State of Our World, on Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. Now, we still have the coronavirus with us, yes, definitely there. And we still have other things to worry about. The death rate is climbing. We have 3,971,044 cases in the U.S. as of earlier this evening. We also have about 142,000 people who have passed away from this virus, all due to Trump and his administration's lack of management of this virus. They have to keep working on this. Now, we have to continue to shelter in place. Wear a mask when you go out. Practice social distancing. Only go out when you need to. Let's take care of our essential workers, our healthcare workers, our first responders. And let's also help out those who are in retirement homes, veterans homes, assisted living homes, nursing homes, and let's help out those in prisons and jails because they're prime targets for this disease and this chronic condition. And let's also help those who are in migrant detention centers. They also prime targets because the way they put themselves close together. And let's protect the agricultural workers who they work very closely together, they travel together to job sites, and they live together in close quarters. And let's not forget the Native Americans whose land this is. They've been hit hard by this disease, and so we really need to help them out in any way we can. Now, they're working on various vaccines. Who knows what'll happen with that? We do need a cure, and we do need a vaccine. Until then, we have to really be quarantined. Schools should not reopen till it's safe to do so. You see, health is not a privilege. Health is a right. There's no way you can open up schools and have social distancing and wear masks. Can't be done. Students will continue to study online, virtually, and the government should be providing all students with all the technology and equipment and computers that they need to do this successfully. Now, so the virus is here to stay and be here for quite a while. Schools will reopen eventually, but not yet. No matter who tells you you have to open them, whether it's the governor or the president. Can't open them till it's safe to do so. And schools are controlled locally, so the federal government can't tell them what to do. Even the state government can't tell them what to do. Each school district is on its own, makes its own rules. Okay, we have schools, and we have the coronavirus. We have vulnerable populations. Now, something that is new, there's a census that's done every 10 years in the U.S., and it's to count how many people reside here, so they can budget, federal government can budget for providing services for everybody, regardless whether they're here, or they have here as citizens, or as visitors, or migrants, or whatever. Whether they have legal documents, it doesn't matter. They're living here and they have to be accounted for and taken care of. So, and also, the census is used to determine how many seats and the U.S. House of Representatives an area gets. The Senate is taken care of. It's 2 seats for every state. That's 50 U.S. senators. But the House is different. I think it's about 600,000 people for each Congress, member of the House of Representatives. So we have the census, and Trump is trying to destroy the census. He tried to get question added to the census, a citizenship question, but the Supreme Court blocked him, thank goodness. Now he's issued a memo saying that people who are not legal residents should not be counted. I don't know how you find that out. You can go knock on all kinds of doors to find out who's who. That'd be very hard to do, and it's really illegal. There's nothing in the Constitution saying that you have to be a legal resident in order to be counted. The census is done every 10 years, and it's important. All right, we got the census. We got the virus going strong, reigning supreme. That schools are sitting there, but they're not going to be open till it's time, till it's safe to do so. Now, another issue we have is, not too long ago, we heard that our intelligence services found out that Russia was paying a bounty or a cash reward for every U.S. or coalition-like British soldier the Taliban killed. And Trump was told about this, but he never believed it. He never did anything about that. Also, we have protests ongoing all over the country as a result of the murder of George Floyd by a white Minnesota police officer. And they've been ongoing about 2 months now, I think, ongoing protests against this. And they're protesting. They want racial justice. They want to end police brutality. They want fair policing. They want justice reform, police reform. And so that's why they're protesting. And for the most part, they've been very peaceful protests. But there have been times when local police in various parts of the country decided to crack down on the protesters violently. Now, we have a situation in Portland, Oregon, where there have been protesters there now, and they've been out every night protesting, and for the most part peaceful. But Trump doesn't like that, so he and his Attorney General Barr have decided to send in federal forces from various agencies like Customs and Border Patrol, the Marshal's Office, prison guards. He decided to send these people in. They travel in unmarked vehicles. They wear what they call camouflage clothing. They don't wear badges. The badges are not visible if they are wearing them. And they're just going in there and disrupting these protests, which have been peaceful, but they're going in and they're disrupting them, and they're beating people, and they are using pepper spray on these people, on peaceful protesters. And the government of Oregon, the mayor of Portland, the governor of Oregon, and the Attorney General of Oregon trying to get rid of them. And so, but they're still there. I don't know how you get rid of them peacefully. And now Trump is threatening to send these armed federal forces to other cities, basically to cities in states that are Democratic controlled. Like Portland has a Democratic mayor, and Oregon has a Democratic governor. Also, there was a case there were protests in Washington State, but that has been resolved with the Washington State government officials. And then we have the Lafayette Square incident by the White House, where Trump called in the National Guard to disperse first protesters who were in the park, which is near the White House, because he wanted to take a stroll through the park over to a church to have a photo op in the front of a church holding a Bible. And the National Guard, the troops he called in, pepper sprayed the protesters and pushed them out of the area. Our Constitution does guarantee us the right to right of assembly, free speech, freedom of the press, but Trump doesn't believe in that. He calls these people thugs and anarchists, but they're They're not. He's the one who's the thug and the anarchist. He and his people, his administration and his supporters. So, sorry. So we have this ongoing. We have the protests ongoing. We have the Russian issuing bounties on U.S. and coalition forces in Afghanistan. We have the coronavirus still out there going strong. We have, what else do we have? A lot of things going. We have the census. We must not let Trump get away with destroying the census. Okay. Now, so we don't want Russia to be putting a bounty on anyone's life, paying the Taliban to kill U.S. and coalition forces. We want the virus cured when it's ready. We want a vaccine, but we want to treat everybody who has it, get them quarantined, and trace their contacts, and if their contacts test positive, quarantine them, trace their contacts, etc. We want our census. We want to we want to get rid of the virus as best as possible. We want to eliminate the Russian ability to put bounties on our troops. We want to have peaceful protests without interference from federal officers. And so there's a lot of things going on. So we also need tests. There's still a shortage of tests. There's all different kinds of tests. All tests are not created equal. And we still need personal protective equipment in various parts of the country. So why are we still having these problems? I don't know. Congress has to step up. The Senate has to step up. We have to appoint someone to be in charge of conquering this virus and all the other issues we have, and just push Trump aside. I know we have an election coming up in November, so if you're not registered, please do get registered, and then learn all the issues and the candidates running in your area, and vote, and also if you should get involved in the election, volunteer to support an issue that's up on the ballot, volunteer to support a candidate that's running for office. So there's lots of opportunities. Now, there's also the idea of essential workers. Now, no one should put their life on the line for in this situation. If you worked at a company and you got the virus there, a lot of people got the virus there, like in the meatpacking plant, and now they're finding this in garment manufacturing plants. So then you shouldn't be required to go back to that employer. You should be able to continue to get your unemployment insurance. States and the federal government should not force anyone to go back to work in a dangerous situation. Like teachers should not be forced to go back to work with no safeguards against the virus. Everyone needs to be provided with health insurance, health care. All right, hang on. Everybody should have access to good quality health care. Everyone should have a decent home to live in. Everyone should have enough food to eat. And this pandemic about the virus, then the government has to step in and provide these things because so many people are not working. Everybody should be getting a living wage until things get back to normal. All right. Now, got a lot of talking. How about a little song for today? Any selections? Any requests for a song? Alright. I'm thinking of... okay, this is a song. Alright, here we go. A song called Jenny. It's about my great Aunt Jenny. something I wrote a while ago. So take a listen, see if you like it. Jenny, 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 she crossed the sea from Hungary with her family. Jenny was a widow with 5 children when she decided to go to America. Jenny and her family settled in New Jersey. The kids went to school and later to work. To save their money when they had enough, they sent for Frances, Jenny's sister, Annie's sister, who was still in Hungary. Frances, the widow, had 4 young children of her own when she set out to join Jenny in America. Jenny, 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 she crossed the sea from Hungary with her family. Okay, that was Jenny, something I wrote about my great aunt Jenny from Hungary. Came over here, then she brought her sister Frances over later. At the time she came over, Jenny was a widow, and her sister Frances was a widow. Both had children, and they came over together. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's meeting. I hope you'll be back tomorrow evening for another meeting with Carol Ann Speaks at State of Her World. Remember to take care of yourself, take care of others, and contact your government representatives in Washington and locally what you think about everything that's happening. Okay, now it's time to go now. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. So this is my bid you adieu on Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. See you tomorrow. Thanks.